Stephen Alexander with another Nakshain Makbak comic book review. One of the newest members of the BSFS makes an English language manga called High School Chronicles. You might have seen his works on the BSFS Facebook group. He's the one that does the funny redrawings of photos. I think it's wonderful practice for him. So the way this works is you go to his website, highschoolchronicles.com, and buy the comic book. Next, you pay the $15 for the comic, and a download link will come in an email. In the email, he'll request that you send him a photo to redraw. Since I bought both Volume 1 and 2 of High School Chronicles, he's redrawn 2 of my photos. With that out of the way, let me explain the actual comics. Volume 1 starts off with a page-long story about a Kojin king who ruled over the earth and his queen was lured away by the Inkanyamba? The grammar is a bit off, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. How this relates to teenagers with magic powers fighting for something at school, I haven't quite figured that part out yet. Maybe I'm just hard-headed or something. In Chapter 1, the main character was late to school and had to fight another student just to get in. I don't know how cool South African schools are, but they are really different from the US. Back at St. Helena Central High School, parents had to fight to get their kids to school, and the teachers had to fight to keep them from leaving early. Occasionally, the teachers and principals had to fight the parents, and the vice principal lost an eye. So maybe this isn't a South African school. Maybe this manga is really set in one of my old high schools. The hairstyles of the girls are about the same. Anyway, this group of boys wants a new kid to fight the student guard for some reason. Didn't quite understand why. Maybe this school operates on Fight Club rules. If this is your first day, you have to fight? Anyway, there are other fights going on, a monster threat and a cult meeting all in this volume. At the end of the volume, there is a teaser for the next volume, some cameos of next volume's characters, and a scene from the cult meeting. Fortunately, there were enough sales last year to make Volume 2 happen. It's pretty weird, and I like the way he drew my parents, so I bought Volume 2. Volume 2 continues the school's running battles, and the intro mentions the Naguni culture. Anyway, this story contains cultural elements from them. Awesome! Reminds me of manga drawing influence from traditional Japanese folklore. Volume 2 was definitely an improvement in the framing and the fight scenes. It reminded me of a mix between Dragon Ball and Naruto. Anyway, the fight starts going badly for the school's boys, and the girls have to step in to save their boyfriends and fight off the other school invaders. Weren't they there to look for a threat, though? Why fight the students? At the end of the volume, one of the boys, Oscar I think, was tricked into going to Cultura Academy, got magic mind controlled, beaten into a pulp, then unceremoniously dragged back to his high school, where his friends declare the truce broken in war on Cultura High, with the losers leaving the school forever. What did I like about the story? It doesn't flow like many stories I've read before. I don't want to call it challenging, but definitely doesn't follow a Western comic arrangement. On the second read-through, more things made sense. There's a lot of South African slang, and so the comic dean included a glossary for readers not familiar with it. I found this to be a quite useful addition. I also liked the humor, which matched the semi-mature nature of high school. What didn't I like about the comic? It needs way more dialogue. If I am having trouble figuring out what's going on, even with the handy intros, I can imagine less patient readers just giving up on the story and skipping to the fight scenes. The art doesn't seem drawn with modern tools. It looks clunky and reminds me of MS Paint or Minecraft art tools kind of thing. There are aspect ratio things like stretch faces that you typically see in video files and not artwork. That's good enough for a free or subscription webcomic, but for $15 a volume, I'd expect better artwork. Heck, for free, you can read Kafaros, and that's a free comic with amazing artwork. But the lower quality art doesn't hold back too much of the story. The bad grammar and lack of explanation that doesn't require as much artwork to solve. My recommendation. It would be hard to justify such a hefty purchase of $15 for 46 pages of volume when you can get better products for the equivalent amount of pages for much less. For me, it was worth it because I like his caricatures, and on the second read-through, I finally see where the story arc is going. You can tell I'm a dink by that sentence alone. Maybe it's time I include a glossary to all of my terms as well. I give High School Chronicles Volume 1 and 2 a barely passing grade of 2.5 out of 5 stars. You're getting extra homework. Got any comments, suggestions, or works for me to review? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Failure to do so will result in your high school girlfriend luring you to your death in a high school full of lions, hyenas, and honey badgers.
No! No!
The honey badgers are the worst. Trust me.